I'm not very good. I'd rather do this.
You know what? It's better when you have your
Welcome back, family. It's your boy, Sydney, and
Tori.
from the Nakid Gardener channel. Now, recently, we just got back from the Homesteading Life Conference in Hannibal, Missouri, where last year it got us prepared for this homestead where we're at right now. And this year we want to kind of focus on not just the conference itself, but also some of the vendors, some of the groups, and some of the people that we met.
After we got home and I started to go through the footage, because at the conference we separated. We went in two different directions to catch all the different classes, and I saw that you had interviewed the National Ladies Homestead Gathering, and I had no knowledge of this group, but I started to look into it because it was fascinating to me that these ladies get together and they do all this stuff. And we don't have a chapter here in Texas. I went to their website, and so I'm thinking about starting one because I don't see one out there. If that's something that you guys think I should do, comment down below and let me know, and I'll just tell you I don't feel confident enough because I'm learning, but I wish somebody with a lot of experience was here. My name is Esther.
My name is Tanya.
And what organization y'all with?
We are with National Ladies Homestead Gathering.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so our organization started about 8-9 years ago, grassroots in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
It started in our founder's basement, basically, just bringing women together who had a similar interest in homesteading.
Okay.
And helping them to learn and learning from each other. And so now that's turned into, we have about 30 chapters across the United States. Each of those chapters, their communities come together once a month, and at their gathering they have a homestead topic that they're learning about.
All right. And so y'all not the original founders?
No, I'm not. No, Cindy Ball is our original founder.
Okay.
And so, again, since that, it's just grown tremendously. I've helped with developing new chapters in the Midwest.
Okay.
So that's been my role with the organization. We're a fully volunteer organization.
Okay.
As women contact us and they're like, we want this community, we're craving community, we help them set up their chapter. And so they have full support from us in starting their chapter, helping them create their classes, helping them develop their topics, all that good stuff.
What do you do?
I was one of the women that got to benefit from this. We bought our acreage in 2017, so January of 2018 I came to an interest meeting. And I fell in love, and the women have come to my home. Like my husband, we're in heating and air conditioning, so he doesn't have a lot of time to help me. And so the women came, we built chicken tractors.
Oh, wow.
We butchered chickens at my house. We made a stanchion, milking stanchion at her house. Like, it's just very empowering to see like some of these things I couldn't do on my own, or I feel like I couldn't do on my own.
Uh-huh.
And they came and supported me, and we did it together, and we knocked it out. And just like canning, we've canned together, fermenting, stuff that I never thought I would do. So I started out as just a recipient. Now I'm on the board. Each group has their board and stuff, so I'm on the board now. So
For those that don't have a chapter, is there a website, virtual, something that they can go on that you want to talk about?
Yes, so all ladies are welcome to visit us on www.nlhg.org.
All right, I thank y'all.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, Redmond Salt is someone who we took very liking to last year, and we enjoyed their conversation so much we're now affiliated with them. We put the description down below with our codes where you can get 10% off. With Redmond Real Salt, they're not just dealing with just real healthy salt now that you could use for your kitchen. Now they're getting into agriculture and also in gardening. So we were able to sit down and talk with them and learn more about their products that they're coming out with.
It's an organization that I'm proud that we are affiliated with because I love their products.
We have Tim here from Redmond Real Salt. He is the soil expert for them and everything. They call him the soil guru. And what we would like to know, we already know about some of the food products, the toothpaste and stuff, but now that y'all going in a little bit more into agriculture, can you tell a little bit about the soil amendments?
Yes. So I've been involved with the ag side, and that's where a lot of these products where we learned about them. We did a lot of like private research on it. So we have two key products, and we have the clay, the bentonite clay, and then we also have the salt. And so what we've learned is it's kind of a 1-2 punch. They both bring different things to the program, and the salt is mainly influences and increases the electrical conductivity. The clay has a high CEC or holding capacity, so that helps hold nutrients and helps hold water in the root zone and helps release it. And now we are coming out with a homesteader line where we are using the salt and the clay as kind of the foundation for that line. And then we're adding, so for example, this product here is called the Homesteader Soil Foundation. Mm-hmm. And this has the bentonite clay in it, it has our salt in it, and then it also has humates in it to help with the holding capacity and delivery capacity.
Now with this Foundation Plus, it has the same thing as that, it's just with worm casting, correct?
Correct. So there's worm castings in there, which has an NP and K analysis of 222. So you could kind of, the plus is because you're bringing in the NP and K. This product here has no nitrogen in it, and it has very low levels of P and K, just like parts per million. So as we know, NP and K is a macronutrient, and plants use more macronutrients, obviously, than secondary nutrients or micronutrients. So it's got to be provided from somewhere. So this just helps provide that NP and K. So we gave it the name Plus.
With these products, these are going to be out to probably about February, March time of 2022. Now with this one, this is going to be coming out in September. Can you tell a little bit about this?
So right now we've used our basic like number 10 salt, which is number 10 is the mesh size, so it's really fine.
Is that like 10 millimeter?
Yeah, so you can kind of see it here, and it's kind of about this size. It is this product right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But so it right now farmers would have to, or vegetable growers, whatever, would have to put it in water and let it go in solution, and then they would foliar spray it. Because it's an all-natural product, it would actually has a little bit of fallout or a little bit of grit. So which, if the system is not set up right, could potentially plug the system up and cause some irritation. Okay. So this product has no grit in it. It's water has run over the salt, and we have holding ponds, and the grit falls to the bottom and settles, and we have this wonderful pure salt product.
Okay. Now, how would you apply these products to a particular garden?
So what we found is, my opinion over the years is, and a lot of soil experts believe, if you have a combination of dry fertilizer or dry nutrients that provide bigger pounds of it, and then also foliar to come back more in stress situations if there's been too much rain, too little rain, and the plant just needs kind of an eye boost. Or an IV, and a boost. This product is so soluble that when you go through the leaves as a foliar, it has the ability probably to get into that plant in about 48 hours. So, it'll really help a stressed plant out no matter what the plant is. So these products would be really good at planting. At about, in a raised garden, the foundation is about a cup application, and then the other one is about a cup and a half.
Okay.
Yep. And then you come in with this at about 3 tablespoons or 3 capfuls. You mix that in a gallon of water, spray it on the leaves in the morning when photosynthesis is at its prime, like 8 to 10 a.m. And the stomata in the leaves are open then, so it can accept the minerals.
Didn't know that.
When the plants get hot, the stomata close because the plant goes into self-preservation mode and wants to retain the moisture.
Yeah, we notice that with our peppers, once it gets too hot, they just
Yeah,
like close up.
that's
They
protecting.
protecting themselves and everything. So we got Wendo now. He's the agriculture expert of the Redmond Real Salt. And what my question with you is, next year we're possibly thinking about doing some goats and sheep, but we heard that with the salt block, that is not good for sheep. Can you tell us the myth buster, or what the Redmond salt is going to do to do something about that?
Okay, so a lot of people with sheep are very, very concerned about copper intake.
Correct.
And so it's interesting when you have goats and sheep, one doesn't like copper, the other one loves copper.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the Redmond salt, when you actually look at it, it is only 3 parts per million copper. So sheep people, big sheep flocks in the West, love Redmond salt.
Okay.
So whether it's loose or in a block, it's fine.
Okay.
Now you have to realize on a block, they only get about half their daily consumption that they should get versus loose. And loose, they can get it very quickly. Mm-hmm. So you just have to see what's right for your environment, because salt in humid weather can have some sweating issues. It pulls the humidity to the salt and then it kind of sweats.
Okay, especially like in Texas area.
Texas, yeah. Is that where you hang out?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. So that's the only challenge we have. So
Okay.
it's very easy to have the rock on a rope for goats
Okay.
or sheep just to hang there. Now, because of the copper issue, and the goats love copper, we have formulated a goat mineral package that the foundation is the Redmond salt.
Okay.
And in it we added vitamins A, D, and E, but we also jumped the copper level up to 1,000 parts per million. So it's much different than just our regular salt that we harvest. So this is what the goat people have asked us to do, is get something with a heavier copper load.
Okay.
So sheep are only going to need maybe, depending on the size of the adult, whether 100-pound, 200-pound ewe, they'll only need somewhere between 1/3 to 1/2 ounce of our salt a day.
Okay.
So when you do the math in copper, when we're at 3 parts per million, that's nothing. But if we were at 300 parts per million and their low intake level, they're still not getting enough milligrams of copper to cause copper toxicity.
Okay.
So even at the 300 level, it's not a big issue. We have many people feeding our selenium 30 product. It's got 30 parts per million selenium in it that's at 300 parts copper.
Okay.
So we have several products that can work for sheep.
Oh, good.
So
good.
they can just contact us through our website, redmondagriculture.com, and we can help coach you on that.
All right, that sounds good. I sure appreciate you.
On our drive to the conference, we had a Zoom conference with a permaculture coach. And it really got our wheels turning. We heard some very inspiring things from her about how the two of us would be able to manage an orchard. And she is going to design it in such a way, or coach us in the design. We're going to be doing the work. Nobody's doing the work for us, but she's going to be coaching us on how to set it up so that things are being harvested in kind of like a domino effect. So that's super exciting. And then when we got to the conference, he started geeking out because Stark Brothers was there.
So what Mrs. don't know is that I got a whole lot of things in our shopping cart ready to be checked out once they get opening season. What we want to know is, being here at the Homesteading Life Conference, what got y'all interested in being at one of the vendors out here?
Sure. So we're Stark Brothers Nurseries and Orchards Company.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in business for over 200 years in Louisiana, Missouri, which is about 30 miles south of here.
Okay.
And James Stark was our founder 200 years ago. He crossed the Mississippi and started his homestead. And for 200 years, Stark Brothers has been helping people grow more of their own food and be more self-sufficient. So our roots are in homesteading, and of course we want everybody to grow more of their own fruits and
Yep.
vegetables, and whether you're in an urban lot or suburbs, but the homesteaders really take it to the next level and really grow a lot. So we want to be supportive of that community. Like, our roots are in homesteading, and we love homesteaders, and we love the philosophy of self-reliance and food security, and not having your food travel thousands of miles to get to your. So we support all of that, and we want to be helpful.
I thought y'all was just all about trees when I first heard about y'all, but then when I went to your website, y'all actually have more than just trees.
Yeah,
Can you tell a little
we
bit
have so we've got the fruit trees, and we have nut trees, which are a little less popular, but because they take longer to produce the food. But we have some landscaping trees. We have annual vegetable plants like onions, onion plants, seed potato, garlic, sweet potato slips, seed potatoes, blah blah blah, goes on, asparagus. But then we have, so my boss likes to joke, if its last name is Berry, we probably have it. So we've got blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, honeyberry. We've got kiwis, we've got gooseberries, currants, boysenberry, jostaberry, marionberry.
The boysenberries taste like boysenberries. The strawberries taste like strawberries. The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Snozberries? Who ever heard of a snozberry?
We don't have schnozberries.
So what's your name, the website?
It's starkbros.com.
Okay, go check them out.
We met a really sweet couple that has a YouTube channel. It's a small channel, but they're doing stuff that we want to do. They're running a farmer's market, and the biggest thing, I could have talked to them for hours. I felt like I learned a lot of stuff talking to them, especially because I'm about to get into bees, and they are doing stuff that I want to do. So the Bluegrass Homestead is somebody I think that our audience would learn stuff from.
Steven.
I'm Jessica, and we're Bluegrass Homestead.
And tell us a little bit about your channel.
Our channel right now is young, but we're focusing mostly on gardening and any advice for future gardeners. We have grow boxes. We also raise 6 different breeds of chicken. We are currently working on, I wouldn't say a new breed, but we're doing a hybrid breed. We have Buckeye Brahmas, which means we have a Brahma chicken, which is the large breed, with the fast-growing pace and the muscle contour of a Buckeye. They are fast-growing, big egg-laying meat bird chickens. You can handle a smaller hive of bees. Okay, 30 to 50,000 bees per hive. Okay. When you get that, you don't want to stay with the nook. You want to go ahead and get the brooder box, and you want to get the super to go on top of it. You can wait a little bit on getting the super on top. The bees will seal it up in the winter, so you don't have to winterize it. Especially where you guys live, you don't have to winterize it. They'll make it through the winter, and they'll eat on the honey that's in the hive, and the next spring they'll either be making more honey or they'll be making more brood. It depends on how they feel, and you got to trust them. So for this year, it rained so much, our bees did not make a lot of brood. They made more honey. So typically when we go in the box to check it out, when he goes to look, he's looking for babies or he's looking for honey. So this year, bees don't swarm to leave. They swarm and leave their babies behind, and the babies become the new homeowners. And you want to be prepared to catch that next swarm.
Oh, that's a good concept.
So it's
of
actually the
parents
adults
leaving.
leave. It's not the children.
I'm liking this concept. I never knew. The concept of being, okay, you guys are ready, I'm gonna leave you now.
Yeah, and it's almost a reverse. You think birds and the bees.
I think I like bees even more now. They are really smart.
So what'll happen is mom, the queen will get starved, and everybody else will bulk up on honey, and they'll swarm. And the swarm is the safest time to interact with bees. They are not looking to sting you. They just want a new home. And if you've got one ready for them, if you've got a brooder and a super ready with some clean frames, we use a little bit of lemongrass extract as a bait.
I got some from him.
They will let you know if they like it. They'll move right in. It's actually very easy to process wax. We found some easy ways to do it that cuts out a lot of the time.
I'm probably going to hit you up then.
Yeah, well, we need to make a video next time we do a
Yes, you do.
We do, for real. It's a sweet trip.
And where are y'all out of?
Yep.
Where are y'all out of? Tell our fans.
We're out of Winchester, Kentucky.
All righty.
Yeah, right in the center. So.
Now, there was a lot other content creators out there. We wasn't able to get with them and talk with them. However, we did talk with 180 Degrees And they're very good friends of Jason and Robin at the Big Bear Homestead. And we sat down and chatted with them. So we have some YouTube content creators here at the Homesteading Life Conference. This is your first time here, or
second? Third.
Third time here.
Third.
And so, kind of introduce yourself and about your channel and what your channel is all about.
Yeah. Well, my name is Ethan. This is my wife Sarah, and we are from 180 Degrees. We had the channel for a while. We just recently moved from Minnesota, where we sold our family farm, and we moved to southern Missouri in the Ozarks. Right now, the content that we're putting out is basically all about moving to the Ozarks, and it's going to be about building our house, which we're building basically by ourselves.
Wow, so there's you and some friends
Yeah.
some family members as well and stuff.
And I feel like maybe you, because you're not that far away.
Well, Texas.
And you work in construction.
Yeah. So just give me a call. Well, listen, I want a 10-hour drive. That's a long drive. What got y'all into the homesteading community?
Well, I think we started getting into homesteading, or the general idea of it, when we got married 20 years ago.
Okay.
Like, that's when we first started getting interested in it. I was raised on a farm.
My grandpa was a market gardener.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we were just kind of both exposed to it, and it seemed natural. And we did the hop skip back and forth, living in a city, not, kind of around like you do when you're younger. And then we started doing YouTube. And then we just got tied in with all of these people,
We had no idea that there was like this greater community out
Yeah.
there, like-minded people, and as soon as we tapped into that, it just exploded for us. And it reminds us of all the possibilities of what we could do ourselves.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all hanging out with us for a little bit. Can you tell them about your YouTube channel? You have a website or anything you want to plug?
Yeah, it's 180 Degrees. You just can...
Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, at 180 AVG.
Okay.
That's basically it, yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Thank y'all for hanging out and coming out.
Thank you.
Now, there were so many homesteading topics that we couldn't just cover it all in one video. That will be on the next video. Until then, let's grow together.